to Deep Sleep Stories. Thank you to everyone who's been listening. If these stories help you relax or fall asleep, a short review, comment, or sharing the podcast with someone who might benefit is a simple and meaningful way to support the show so that we may continue to offer it for free. Now, take a slow, gentle breath and let's begin tonight's story.
Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories. Tonight you are invited to settle into a place of soft stillness where every exhalation releases tension and every inhalation draws in gentle serenity. You might notice a calming warmth spreading across your body as if you've just stepped inside a snug, snow-dusted cabin. Perhaps you sense the faint glow of firelight dancing against wooden walls, or imagine the bright, crisp scent of pine drifting through the air. Let your breath deepen now, filling your lungs with the quiet hush of an evening that feels both magical and comforting. Exhale, let go. In just a moment, you'll journey into the peaceful world of a cozy chalet on Christmas Eve, where stockings are hung by the hearth and the promise of a tranquil night awaits. For now, simply rest in this welcoming space, feeling the day's concerns grow distant, as though they've drifted away on a gentle winter breeze. Breathe in and breathe out. With each soothing breath, you can let your eyelids grow heavier and your thoughts grow softer. Surrender to the hush of the evening and prepare to slip into a calming tale that will guide you toward rest, renewal, and the comfort of deep sleep. Far away in a snow-covered valley, there stands a grand and quietly nestled chalet, its wooden beams and sturdy roof glimmering beneath the moonlight. The land around it is blanketed in pristine white, the snow sparkling under a star-filled sky. Towering evergreens keep watch, their branches heavy with fresh drifts, while a winding lane leads to the chalet's welcoming front door. Inside, the glow of a fireplace gently illuminates a cozy living room where stockings hang in neat rows, waiting to be filled with sweet surprises. On this magical Christmas Eve, all is still, and the air itself seems to hum with a kind of quiet wonder. In a snug bedroom upstairs, a single candle flickers in a window, guiding the occasional wanderer through the night. Downstairs, just beyond the main entry hall, the soft crackle of the fire echoes, imbuing each corner of the chalet with a subtle, comforting warmth. The hearth is stone, rough-hewn, yet perfectly fitted, and around it lies a plush rug, deep russet in color, where any traveler might sink into its softness and watch the dancing flames. Beneath the mantel, stockings of every hue, emerald green, deep crimson, and creamy white, are hung with care. Beneath them, a gentle breeze of heat whispers across the living room, as if beckoning everyone to gather to share in the cozy hush and to wait for Christmas morning. On this cold evening, a gentle hush settles over the chalet, enveloping the wooden walls in a sense of quiet anticipation. No wild gusts threaten to rattle the windows, and even the faintest breeze outside has calmed to a mere breath of winter air, as though nature itself is resting. One might see, if they looked carefully, a soft flicker of lamplight through the downstairs windows, There, on a wide wooden table, a simple display of fragrant pine branches, cinnamon sticks, and a candle or two lend an extra glow to the home. Beyond that table, the kitchen sits quiet, its countertops dusted with flour from earlier baking. The faint aroma of gingerbread lingers, weaving into the more delicate scent of hot cocoa and peppermint, conjuring images of sweet confections and warm comfort. A small cat dozes on a window seat, lulled by the crackling logs in the fireplace. Its paws twitch in a gentle dream, each contented breath rising and falling like waves upon a calm shore. Occasionally, the cat rouses to glance at the stockings, as though sensing some quiet magic in the air. Before resettling into the hush, the chalet holds stories from many winters past, each carefully preserved in the well-worn pages of old family journals and the subtle scuffs on the hardwood floors. But tonight, all those memories gather into a serene presence, shining like faint stars in the background, allowing Christmas Eve to unfold in its own softly shimmering way. Outside, the moon glides across the sky, bathing the snowy hills in a gentle silver glow. The surrounding pines stand like guardians, branches weighed down by the soft hush of snow, while the mountains loom in the distance, their peaks barely visible in the dim starlight. The only sound is a faint rustle, perhaps a squirrel huddling deeper into its hollow, or a timid fox stepping carefully across fresh drifts. Everything breathes gently, aware of the special magic that settles over the land on this eve before Christmas. And there, in the chalet, a flicker of warmth invites any passing spirit, any weary traveler, to come in from the cold and rest. In the living room, the stockings themselves add a festive yet gentle flair. Each has been crafted by hand, adorned with soft embroidery and intricate stitching that reflects years of family traditions. One stocking has a snowflake pattern that spirals across its edge. Another depicts a tiny winter cottage, smoke curling from a chimney. There is a particular stocking, the one in the middle, that bears a single embroidered fir tree standing proudly against a field of white. Threaded in golden detail, it catches the firelight like a moment captured in time. Each stocking belongs to someone dear, and each one carries the hope that this night will bring peace and renewal to all. As the hour grows later, the fire in the hearth crackles, sending shimmering sparks up the chimney. Warm orange light licks across the rug and couch, illuminating the soft cushions and the thick blanket draped over the armrest. It is the kind of blanket made for cuddling into on cold winter nights, knitted from plush yarn in quiet, comforting shades. Sometimes the logs collapse, sending forth a shower of tiny glowing embers that rise into the flue. The embers seem to dance with the hush of the room, swirling like miniature stars, vanishing into the darkness above. The shadows on the walls move in graceful arcs, slow and hypnotic, lulling any observer into an even deeper sense of relaxation. In a nearby corner of the room, a modest Christmas tree stands, its branches holding delicate ornaments that shimmer under the glow of carefully strung fairy lights. The tree is crowned with a small silver star, hand-carved long ago, and though it has a few gentle nicks and scratches from years of devotion, it remains a beloved heirloom. Some ornaments carry the shapes of reindeer and little snowmen, while others hold tinted glass that glints in warm, jewel-like shades. And draped around the tree is a garland made from dried cranberry and popcorn, arranged with thoughtful care to evoke a sense of tradition and simple, homemade beauty. While the chalet rests in stillness, the atmosphere brims with an unspoken invitation to slow down, breathe in the moment, and let go of every anxious thought or worry. The hush of the mountainous terrain outside, the gentle lull of the crackling fire, and the comforting weight of woolen blankets all merge into a tapestry of calm. It's as if the chalet and the night itself murmur a soft lullaby, telling anyone within these walls that it is safe to relax, to close weary eyes, and to drift off, cradled by the deep softness of Christmas Eve. Across the valley, the sparkling snowfields reflect the moon's pale light, creating subtle illusions of movement. Sometimes it appears as though silvery waves are rolling over the hills, a silent sea of snow shifting in the night air. Occasionally, a soft whisper of wind returns, stirring a swirl of flakes that drift lightly, then settle once more. Distant echoes of winter nights past float through the chilly stillness, reminiscent of gentle caroling or the faint ring of sleigh bells. Even the animals in the forest sense that this night carries a special hush, a calmness that might only be found when the world collectively breathes and allows the spirit of the season to envelop every corner of existence. Inside the chalet's hallway, gentle footsteps can be heard. A caretaker wanders from room to room, ensuring that every lamp is set low, each curtain drawn just enough to welcome the moonlight but keep out the night's chill. The caretaker checks the living room last, pausing before the fireplace to watch the dancing flames and to tidy the stockings. Softly, they adjust each one, making sure the embroidery is visible and the fabric unrumpled. With a quiet smile, they step back, admiring the arrangement and sensing the timeless comfort that those carefully hung stockings represent. This is a ritual that has been done countless times, and each year it feels both new and familiar, as if the simple act of hanging stockings reaffirms all the warmth and hope that Christmas brings. Before heading upstairs, the caretaker turns off the overhead light, relying on the golden glow of the fireplace and a small lamp in the corner. The caretaker then leaves a plate of homemade cookies on a tiny table near the tree, accompanied by a cup of milk that gleams white in the soft illumination. It's a token gesture, but one filled with the magic of tradition, a quiet nod to the mystical excitement that still lingers in the hearts of those who believe in miracles and gentle wonders on Christmas Eve. And with this final offering left in the hush of the night, the caretaker quietly ascends the stairs. The chalet's wooden steps creak soothingly underfoot, each sound reflecting the old timbers that have seen so many seasons and stories. A hush follows once the caretaker has closed the bedroom door. Soon, the faint flicker of candlelight fades behind drawn curtains, and the living area below is left to its own gentle ambiance. The cat on the window seat stirs again, gazing with half-open eyes at the cozy arrangement. Stockings near the hearth, the tree radiating a soft glow, the flickering flames. Perhaps sensing no further interruptions, the cat curls into a tight ball and drifts back into a deep, purring slumber. Time flows smoothly in the quiet space, as though the chalet exists in a sweet bubble of timelessness. The fire crackles on, logs steadily burning down to glowing embers. Outside, the moon traverses the sky, inch by inch, keeping company with the stars. Now and then, a gentle swirl of air nudges the curtains, but for the most part, the silence continues. Light from the Christmas tree glimmers on a handful of ornaments, a snowflake, a bell, a miniature sleigh, casting faint, colorful reflections upon the dark windows. In a few hours, the dawn will begin to break, but for now, Christmas Eve carries on in a lullaby of stillness. Somewhere deep in the snowy woods, a small deer stands quietly, nose lifted to the cold air. It senses the hush of the night, the unspoken promise that tomorrow will bring fresh light and wonder. Snowflakes glisten on its back, shimmering just a bit before melting into soft fur. The deer lowers its head, nibbling gently at a patch of frost-kissed grass near a protective cluster of pine trees. Everything in the forest is aware of this sacred pause before morning. Creatures huddled in warm burrows, the night sky breathing in gentle starlight, and the far-off cabin with a warm fire still flickering in the windows. Inside the chalet, the warmth remains steady, blanketing the living room in a gentle glow. The diminishing flames still cast dancing shadows on the stockings, making it appear almost as though the embroidered patterns are gently shifting, alive with the spirit of the season. The logs, mostly reduced to embers, exude a soft heat that radiates across the floor, meeting the moonlight that spills gently through the windows. The interplay of this warm illumination and the cool silver glow from outside creates a shimmering tapestry of light upon the rug, a mesmerizing pattern that seems to encourage anyone watching it to sink deeper into rest. A subtle, dreamlike quality touches every corner of the room, as though someone could walk straight into a lullaby. The crackling of the wood has grown quieter, more subdued, and when a log does crack, the sound is soothing, like a distant lull. Occasionally, a tender pop of sap within the wood sends tiny sparks upward in a brief, flickering show. The stockings sway just a little, stirred by a faint draft, their embroidered figures dancing in the hush. Any anxieties that might have lingered in the day's wake dissolve in the softness, replaced by a simple, comforting awareness. Here in this moment, there is only rest and warmth. Christmas Eve holds a gentle power in many hearts, a promise that by morning the world might seem a bit brighter, that hope might kindle anew like fresh embers in a hearth. In the chalet, this promise feels tangible. The cat's breathing continues softly. The caretaker upstairs is likely asleep, lulled by the hush of the valley. Outside, the snowy world stands in serene anticipation, and even the wind has chosen to be still. Hours pass, unhurried, like pages turning in a treasured book. Each page reveals more quiet comfort, more deepening peace, leading inevitably toward the peaceful dawn that awaits. And yet for now, night carries on. If one were able to linger in that living room, perhaps curled up in a soft chair, blanket pulled snug, one might gently drift between wakefulness and the drowsy realm of dreams, lulled by the faint glow of fading embers and the subtle scents of cinnamon and pine. Sleep would come easily, assisted by the surrounding calm, as though a loving guardian had laid a hand upon one's brow and whispered a soft blessing. The stockings, embroidered with such care, bear silent witness to that drifting state. Their delicate threads, a reminder of the joy to be found in life's simple, tender moments. Beyond the chalet walls, the mountain's gentle slopes gleam in the moonlight. A thin stream wends through the valley, partially frozen at its edges, producing a nearly imperceptible trickle of water where the flow remains free. Tiny crystals of ice catch the starlight, creating a glittering mosaic across the surface. If one were to pass by, they might pause to admire the hush of the water, the subdued crackle of ice shifting, or the faint reflection of the moon captured in that fragile surface. Yet in these late hours, few would disturb the tranquility that seems to emanate across the land like a lullaby, weaving together forest, mountain, and chalet in a harmonious tapestry of silent wonder. Inside the chalet, the Christmas tree stands as a sentinel of gentle joy, its lights providing a calm, steady glow. Each ornament hints at a memory, a story from years gone by, and the garland of cranberries and popcorn exudes a soft fragrance of dried fruit and nostalgic warmth. Even the floor beneath the tree seems to carry a softened gleam, as though touched by a memory-laden presence. The cat, perched near the window seat, is no longer visible in the dimness, but occasionally one can hear a slow, contented purr. The caretaker's cookies remain on the small table untouched, a sweet token of faith in the mysteries of Christmas. A flake or two of ash falls from the hearth, drifting onto the warm stones below before vanishing. The light in the embers pulses, sometimes brightening with a gentle gust through the chimney, other times fading to a deeper glow. A last log shifts, releasing a muted crack, and the hush intensifies, as though the night is reminding itself, be still, be calm, let rest reign. Even the watchful stars appear to shimmer more softly now, their brilliance tempered by the drifting hours. And in that hush, there is a distinct sensation of safety, of being held in a protective bubble of warmth and comfort. In dreams, the chalet might expand, revealing hidden rooms filled with storybook characters or gentle, friendly spirits. One could imagine scenes of twinkling fairies flitting among the ornaments, or the faint outline of a benevolent figure placing small gifts in each stocking. Yet, if such marvels occur, they do so in the realm of the imagination, leaving behind only the faintest whisper. By the time dawn arrives, all evidence of nighttime enchantments will dissolve, replaced by the fresh brightness of Christmas morning. But for now, the dreamlike atmosphere reigns, encouraging minds to wander gently toward peaceful rest. In a small bedroom upstairs, the caretaker sleeps beneath a quilt stitched with winter scenes, tiny houses, tall evergreens, and drifting snow. In their dreams, perhaps they revisit Christmas Eve's past, a child's laughter echoing through the corridors, or the sight of a loved one hanging that very same garland on the tree. Nostalgic images arise and fade, like clouds across a moonlit sky. Meanwhile, the caretaker's heartbeat remains slow and steady, lulled by the rhythmic hush that embraces the entire valley. The caretaker trusts that downstairs, the stockings and the tree stand watch over the nighttime quiet, carrying on a subtle vigil of their own. Another hour glides by, silent and gentle. The embers now glow a deep, smoldering red, occasionally shot through with a flicker of orange. The stockings remain motionless, silhouettes against the subdued radiance. The rug, thick and plush, exudes a comforting hush beneath the faint lamplight from the corner. If one were to wander through the living room now, they might experience the sensation of walking through a tranquil dream. The air is neither too warm nor too cool, but perfectly balanced, as though the chalet itself knows how to soothe every chill, every care. At the edges of the night, the sky begins to lighten almost imperceptibly. A faint gradient of pale gray creeps along the horizon, signifying the dawn is not too far away. If a gentle breeze stirs the snowdrifts, it does so quietly, so as not to disturb the slumbering forest and the dozing chalet. Inside, the cat lifts its head once, sensing the shift in darkness, then promptly settles back, unconcerned. The caretaker remains asleep, undoubtedly dreaming of the day to come when light will filter through the windows, revealing the mesmerizing frost that has gathered on the panes. As the hush deepens, the magic of Christmas Eve settles into its final stretch before morning. Moonlight has traveled far across the sky, making space for the slow rise of dawn's first blush. The shadows on the living room walls fade, replaced by a delicate twilight that merges with the soft glow of the tree lights. The stockings, so lovingly hung, seem poised for the moment when they will be filled, whether with small tokens of love or simply with the intangible gifts of peace and gratitude. The night is close to yielding its quiet vigil. Outside, animals begin to stir, a gentle rustle as a bird shifts on a branch, a faint paw print formed by a wandering fox. The valley, though still in the embrace of winter darkness, slowly awakens to the knowledge that soon Christmas morning will dawn. Snow that glowed silver now appears tinged with the barest hint of pink, a promise of sunrise and renewal. The hush gently recedes in favor of a soft, welcoming hush, one that invites the day but keeps its restful tone. Each moment of transition is seamless, tender, and calm. Within the chalet, that transition is felt as well. The final embers in the hearth offer a low, comforting glow, reminiscent of warm coals, ready to impart a few more moments of heat. The caretaker stirs upstairs, sensing that dawn is near. The cat, still in its plush corner, yawns lazily, blinking drowsy eyes at the altered light. Everything in the chalet holds on to the night's magic just a bit longer, as if reluctant to let such a peaceful moment slip away. But even so, the slow approach of day brings its own promise that calm can remain, woven into the quiet hours of morning. Now, as you settle more deeply into your own rest, the story within the chalet continues to unfold in gentle hush. The caretaker will soon awaken. The cat will prowl around the living room, and the stockings will glow in the earliest morning light. Yet all of this can happen without stirring you from your sleep. You can simply surrender to the lull of this quiet place, trusting that the story unfolds with or without your watchful presence, allowing you to slip deeper into a dream of crackling fires, snow-covered hills, and the warmth of a lovingly tended home. Dawn may soon come, but the night's serenity endures within you. You might imagine that you are drifting in a soft bed in an upstairs chamber, hearing the distant pop and crackle of the fire, the gentle hum of the sleeping valley beyond. The hush has a unique cadence, each silent beat another invitation to let go. Perhaps you feel the heaviness of your eyelids, the comforting weight of blankets, and the lull of a slow, steady breath. Let that sense of ease carry you further inward to a place where thoughts float like gentle snowflakes, melting away into the glow of a peaceful heart. Now let the hush of the chalet guide you, like a gentle hand that leads you through a doorway into profound relaxation. There is no rush, no worry, only the soft, welcoming promise of a quiet Christmas Eve. In your mind, see the glowing embers once more, hear the soft purr of the cat, and sense the caretaker's tranquil presence. Each breath you take is another step deeper into that comfort, deeper into the restful dark of winter night, where hope and warmth linger by the fireside. Let the tension in your muscles seep away into the floor, as though it were carried by the last wisps of smoke drifting up the chimney. Feel your breath settling now, slow and steady. Let it cradle you in a sweet moment of contentment. Any lingering thoughts can be gently laid aside, replaced by the soft glow of candlelight upon an embroidered stocking, by the faint perfume of evergreen and cinnamon, by the serene hush of fresh fallen snow. As you sink more deeply into this peaceful state, imagine each exhalation carrying away the burdens of the day, clearing space for a gentle, renewing stillness. The chalet welcomes you to linger, to rest, to dream, and ultimately to let go into the depths of tranquil slumber. If your mind drifts, that's perfectly fine. Allow it to meander through the quiet corridors of this story, slipping in and out of the glowing rooms, wandering outside to the snowy forest, and returning again to the comforting warmth of the hearth. There's no hurry here, no deadline to meet, nothing but the lull of a winter night that softly cushions every moment. The more you yield to that lull, the calmer you become, and the nearer you draw to the soft heart of sleep. Let your breathing remain gentle and slow, each inhale bringing fresh calm, each exhale releasing deeper peace. With the dawn still patiently waiting behind the horizon, you are free to surrender to this pleasant drowsiness. Observe how your body feels heavier, as though the chalet's plush rug and thick blankets have embraced every inch of you, inviting you to release the last traces of wakefulness. Notice how your thoughts flutter and drift, reluctant to remain on any one detail for too long, and content to float along on a gentle current of reverie. Within this lull, the lines between reality and dream blur, and you find yourself right on the threshold of a sweet, restorative sleep. Allow the final image that fills your mind to be the cozy living room, hushed and still, illuminated by the softest glow of dying embers and twinkling lights upon the tree. Picture the stockings, each lovingly embroidered and waiting for Christmas morning, gently swaying in the faint updraft of warmth from the hearth. Let the gentle hush lull you further, as though the entire chalet were humming a lullaby beneath its breath. And now let your eyes, heavy and content, close fully. Breathe in warmth, exhale all cares, and slip quietly into the embrace of a peaceful night. Good night, dear traveler. May your dreams be warmed by the fire's gentle glow and graced by the silent wonder of falling snow. Sleep well,